Hello and welcome back to the FPL Tom YouTube channel. Hopefully this time you can hear me on the start of one of these intros and you can get a little bit of the spiel. In today's live stream we are going to be live ranking every single defender. Well, I say every single one, there's some that are just never going to be owned at any point in the game, so I've kind of excluded them. But the majority that you are going to be kind of thinking about potentially picking for your match day one drafts, they're all in here. So we are going to rank them in terms of, I think there's 5 categories we've got. Obviously, when we go to that point, you will see each category. We've got 5. We're going to put them in. I think it's essential, great pick, mid, risky, and then avoid down the bottom. I can already see we've got some channel members in the chat. We've got Jamie. We've got a turkey in a bush as well. How are you doing, lads? Are we doing good? I hope so. I hope so. Obviously, this is a little bit of a different kind of stream. Obviously, we've never done one of these before. So I thought we'd give it a go. I thought we'd give it a bash. If it does okay, then maybe we'll do some more further down the line. If it doesn't, then, it was worth the try. As well, there is a poll on the chat right now. Would you like to see another draft rating stream? Obviously, we did one of those yesterday, and it went down pretty well. It did very, very well. Like, there's no getting around that one. It did extremely well. So we'll probably do another one of those at some point already. Before we kind of get into things today, this is currently how my team is lining up if you did miss yesterday's stream. Obviously, there's been a few changes since the first video I put out on the channel. Flecken, Gvardiol, Bolly, Munoz, Gordon, Eze, Salah, Bailey, Wood, Haaland, Isak. On the bench, 4 million goalkeeper, Robinson, Winks, and Harwood Bellis, but things could change. Yeah, I'm doing good, Crown. I'm doing good, mate. I hope you're doing good as well. Like I said, if you are enjoying the stream, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and we'll get started, I guess, with doing some, some rankings. I guess we will. I guess that's the whole premise of today's stream. So let's just dive straight into it. Right, let's move over to this screen. This is it. Like I said, we've got essential, great pick, mid, risky, and avoid. I think there's probably over like 50 defenders to get through. So yeah, we're gonna do it. My voice is already on the ropes after yesterday's stream, but it's still there. It's still there a little bit. Why no Bernal concert? Don't worry. There's like 50 players there. Like there's a lot. There's a lot. Like these are just the bottom ones, and I've had to like put it like that because once you start to put so many in it like expands. So we had to put more in there. But don't worry, Burn and Konza, they're in here. We will be talking about them. Don't worry. I'm guessing you mean for my draft. I'm not a big fan of the Newcastle kind of fixtures after like the 4th or 5th match day. And I think Dan Burn could be a little bit of a rotation risk. But obviously he's going to be one we're going to talk about in today's stream. So right, let's get started with this then. Let's start off first with Pedro Porro. He's going to be the first pickup. Obviously, this is in terms of rankings across, not across the season, in terms of just match day one. So we're going to start off with Ped Porro. He plays for Spurs. The opening 2 fixtures are pretty decent. After that, though, Newcastle, Arsenal. I'm going to put him in mid. I think we're going to go for the first one. We're going to go with mid for him, to be honest. I think he's an okay pickup, but at the same time, I think after the opening 2 fixtures, is it really worth having him? Probably not. I definitely think there'll be times at season where we want to own him, but at the same times, yeah, I don't think like he's the best option, to be honest. So he's going to start off our ranking, and we're going to put him in mid. Right, let's move on to the next one. Jan Bednarek. Again, he's probably going to enter this mid category. I think he could be a decent 4 million option, but again, it's just a 4 million option, isn't it? I don't expect Southampton to keep many clean sheets this season. I doubt if I were to pick him, I would want to play him at any point. Next up is Taylor Harwood Bellis. Same situation. Both playing for Southampton. I'm just going to whack them in the mid categories. Like, they're okay players, but realistically, yeah, they're just 4 million. They're probably just going to sit on the bench. Next up is Ben Johnson. Again, he's going to enter this mid category. Another 4 million option who might play at wing back and could be the only wing back we get at 4 million. So he could be a pretty decent shout, to be honest. Next up is Barco. Obviously, he's the one that people are kind of talking about. I'm going to put him in risky. Yeah, I'm going to put him in risky, to be honest. I think he could be a decent shout if we know he's going to play at left back. Brighton's opening fixtures they're okay. They're not amazing, But again, I'm putting him in risky for now. I think he could enter mid category or great pick if we definitely know he's going to be playing first team football. But for now, the opening 3 fixtures are pretty difficult. But then it's Ipswich, Forest, Chelsea. Again, it's just not great fixtures for Brighton. So he's going to enter the risky category, but could be a good 4 million if we know he's going to be confirmed to start games. Next up is Kirkez. What are Bournemouth fixtures like? I'm going to put him in the avoid for now. I think he will be a decent pick at some point this season. But on your Game Week 1 drafts, I would probably recommend avoiding him, to be honest. I don't think he's going to be anything exceptional, to be honest. Mickey van der Veen. I'm gonna put him in mid, but that one could change. I'm gonna put him in mid for now, just because I think he is a decent shout. But at the same time, Spurs, like we spoke about with Porro, the opening 2 fixtures are pretty decent. After that, not really worth any consideration, to be honest. Let me know what you guys think so far of the rankings. Let me know if there's any players that I potentially got wrong here and any that you are looking forward to as well. Also, there is the poll where we might be doing some more team ranking streams. If you want to see those further down the line, just let me know. Right, let's move on to the next one. It is going to be Craig Dawson. Wolves' fixtures at the start of the season, absolutely abysmal. Very easy avoid. Matty Cash. I've had a few questions on TikTok about Matty Cash being at 4.5 million. The fixtures are okay, but again, is he going to play or are they going to play Konza? I think for me, I'm going to put him in the risky category. Like, we don't know if he's going to play, but if he does play, there's some really, really good appetizing fixtures. And it definitely seemed at times like he was one of the first choice right backs for Unai Emery's side. So he could be a decent shout. What's the chat saying? Too much risk on the Newcastle defence. Agreed. Pau is probably a better option than Konza. Slightly more attacking. I disagree with that. Hey, Tom. How's it going, man? I think you should slow down a bit. Give people time to join. I mean, they can see them. I've got a lot to whittle through here, mate. We have a lot of players to whittle through, Jamie. Like, yeah, we could be here all day. And, like, I don't want to, just drag you guys out, but that's the ranking so far. Porro, no players have entered great pick or essential yet, so that's an interesting one. If Murillo is a Met, we are going to have a problem. Wait and see, man. Wait and see, I guess. The Dawson disrespect is mad. I know. After last season, but the start of the season, he's definitely not worth considering, is he? Did I miss a Doji? Nope. On screen right now is just the players we've done so far. So yeah, we'll get to a Doji. We will get to him. Right, let's continue. Keep the questions coming in, guys. If you've got any questions about your teams or, you want to send across your team as well, we'll take a look at some of those in today's stream as well. But, yeah, let's keep going. Let's keep ploughing on. Next up is Kyle Walker-Peters. For me, very easy in the avoid. I think when you've got Harwood, Bellis and Bednarek at 4, no point even bothering looking at a 4.5. Next up is going to be... I think we're going to go Wout Fass, and we're going to put him in the mid category. I just think, yeah, again, another 4 million option that's probably going to sit on your bench. The fixtures aren't great, but realistically, are you going to want to start a 4 million defender? Probably not, unless they're playing another newly promoted side. Next up is Aït-Nouri, a very popular pick from last season. I think with the poor start Wolves have got to the season, the quality that we've got in that 4.5 million area, I'm gonna put him in a void. I really, really am. I'm gonna put him in a void, to be honest. I just don't think he's a good enough pick in my opinion. But yeah, I think he's like just under 5% owned. But for the start of the season, for me, I really, really don't think he's going to be a good enough player at the start of the season to warrant bringing him into your teams. But let me know what you think if you've already got Aït-Nouri. I know he's quite popularly owned, but it is what it is. Next up is Ruben Diaz. I'm gonna put this one in mid. Like, he's an okay option, but he's not really exciting, is he? He's not the main City defender, to be honest. He's not the main City defender. So I'm gonna put him in the mid category. Next up is Trent. I'm gonna go essential for this one. Now, for me personally, when I'm building my team, if I've got Haaland or if I've not got Haaland, I think you're either looking for 1 or 2 premium defenders this season. I think Trent, with the strong start Liverpool have got for fixtures, definitely could be in that category as well. His per 90 data from last season was pretty ridiculous as well. So, yeah, I'm a big fan of that one. Just making sure you guys can see that, actually. I'm just looking on the YouTube stream. There we go. Yeah, you can see that. You can see that. But yeah, I'm going to go Trent for the essential categories, to be honest. Like I said, I think all the premium defenders are probably going to end up in that essential one. But yeah, it is what it is. Jamie's put in the chat, I'm getting ran about game week 9. Wolves go on their naughty run. Prior to that, their fixtures are horrible. Yeah, their fixtures at the start of the season are dismal. Like, really, really bad, aren't they? Arsenal, Chelsea, Forest, Newcastle, Aston Villa, Liverpool and Brentford. They realistically might not win a game in the opening 9 or 10. Like, it's genuinely a real concern. They might not win a game till that long down the season. Which is a bit of a concern, but it is what it is. It is what it is. Keep your questions coming in as well, guys, while we are doing these rankings. If you've got any questions or disagree with anyone, let me know. Right, let's do the next one. Kufal and Zuma I'm going to do together. Both of these are going straight in the avoid category. West Ham's fixtures, pretty dismal to start the season. So, yeah, they're going to enter the avoid as well. Aston Villa, Palace, City, Fulham, Chelsea is an opening 5. Not really expecting any clean sheets out of that one. Same with Max Kilman, who's recently joined as well. He can also enter the avoid category. Next up is the new Manchester United defender. I forgot his name. What's his name? Is it Yeri? Is that his name? Something Yeri Yomo or something? I'm just going to quickly have a look. I can't quite remember his name off the top of my head. Manchester United defender. Let's have a look. Yeri Yoro. I'm going to put him in risky. I definitely think there's some interesting fixtures for Manchester United, but we kind of need to wait and see who else they sign in that defensive area and whether or not he is going to be first choice. So I'm going to put it in risky. He could be a decent shout, but for now, unproven in the Premier League. We don't really understand his role in the system or, you know, if he's going to get any secure minutes. So he's going to go in the risky category. Next up is Yeriomo. There we go. Tokyo Bush pulling me back. Next up is Murillo. I'm going to go great pick for this one. Nottingham Forest got a really good set of opening fixtures and definitely rotate quite well with some of the other defences. Same for Willy Bolly. I think if I was to pick one, I probably would pick... I've gone with Bolly just because he's predicted more points on Fantasy Football Hub, but I think both of them are pretty decent shouts, to be honest. But yeah, let me know. Let me know. Let me know. Aha. Lenny. Lenny Arthur Morgan. Who's that? Who's Lenny Arthur Morgan? Is that the guy who's bagging goals for fun at Villa? Is that him? Or is that someone else? Yeriomo. It would be interesting to see what his minutes are like, to be honest, but I'm not expecting like big things or like anything impressive. Cool, let's keep cracking on. Let's keep ploughing through these. We've got plenty to go through. Ezri Konsa next. Again, he's going to enter a great pick. I think he's a really decent 4.5 million. Aston Villa have great fixtures after match day 2, so he's a good one in there. I can't quite tell who that one is. He's in a Leeds kit. Anyone know who that is? I'm trying to have a look. Oh, it's Leif Davis. That's who it is. I'm going to put Leif in... I'm going to put him in risky. Like, he's 4.5 million. But I just... For me, I don't think he's going to be worth going for. Oh my god, it is. It is, isn't it? It is a Red Dead character. Of course it is. Oh my days. But yeah, I'm putting Leif Davis in risky. I just don't think the fixtures are worth it. I just don't think the fixtures are worth it. And for 4.5 million, unless he starts to cook and picks up assists for fun, I don't think he's really worth considering. He reminds me a bit of Alfie Doherty from last season, so I don't think he's going to be a shout. Next up is Timothy Castagna. Great pick for me. Fulham have got some really good fixtures after match day 1. Rotate extremely nicely with the other defenders in great pick as well. That's why I've got Robinson in my side already. Lewis Hall, I'm going to put in a void. Yeah, the fixtures are pretty decent for Newcastle, but again, there's a lot of rotation risk. Same goes for Dan Burn. I'm going to put him in mid. Not great pick. I think he is a decent defender to go and pick up, but at the same time, there's a lot of quality. You know, they've signed Kelly. They've got Lewis Hall back. Is Dan Burn going to be playing every single minute? I don't know, and I can't guarantee it. But I imagine he will start the season, so that's why he's going in mid and not in the risky or avoid. Botman's going in the avoid. Looks like he's going to miss the start of the season with an injury. Next up is Ricardo Pereira. He's going to enter the avoid category as well. Again, just 4.5 million for a newly promoted side from the start of the season. No, thank you. Any newly promoted sides, I think anyone that I would be looking at would just be a 4 million. Other than that, there's just no point, is there? Aina, I'm going to put him in the great pick category. Again, defenders from Forest, I'm quite keen on, as you can tell right here. They've got some pretty decent fixtures, so I'm expecting some decent stuff from them. I think they were 4th or 5th for XG conceded as well last season, Forest. So a pretty decent defence to get your teeth into. Issa Diop. I'm gonna go avoid for Issa Diop. He's definitely one that I would not be looking at. The Fulham fixtures are pretty decent, but his minutes are definitely not secured, so definitely not worth considering on that front. Next up, Ben Mee. What are Brentford's opening fixtures like? Are they decent? Palace, Southampton. I mean, if you could get someone rotating around him, I'm going to put him in great pick. If you can get someone that rotates around his poor fixtures, maybe some of the other ones in great pick, I think he's a very decent shout. Brentford historic data as well is very, very decent, so no problems with that one. Calvin Bassey, I think I'm going to put him in mid. I would prefer going for Robinson or Castagna, both coming in at 4.5. Calvin Bassey had some errors in him last season, but still, the Fulham fixtures are definitely there if you want to go down that route. Anderson or Gahey? Well, we're going to talk about both of those, aren't we? Anderson's right here. Where's Gahey? Let's put the two of them together. I'm just going to bump him down there. Anderson, I'm going to put in great pick. And I'm also going to put Mark Gahey in great pick. I think both of them are fantastic options. Now, obviously, there are rumours that Mark Gahey will be joining Liverpool. If he joins Liverpool, I think he probably starts to enter the essential category, in my opinion, because having a 4.5 million player playing for one of the best teams for XG conceded with a strong fixture run at the start of the year would be verging on essential. He just would. But at the moment, he's going to enter the great pick category. So, yeah, that's where he's at right now. If I had to pick between the two of them, interestingly, it's Anderson that has the lower ownership, and he would be the one that I would suggest going for. He's got better expected goal involvement. He's also more of a threat from set pieces. I think people are obviously just kind of more of the casual players are just clambering to, obviously, you know, Gahey did well in the Euros, so I'm just going to stick with him for that. That's kind of what I think people are doing. So, yeah, I'm saying Anderson's the better pick, but if Gahey moves to Liverpool and we know he's going to be playing at the back, I'd put him in the essential category for 4.5. Diego Dallo coming in at 5. I'm going to put him in mid. I think he's an okay pickup, but I think there are better 5 million defenders, and we'll come on to talk about them. I think Manchester United's fixtures as well aren't the best for a team that had pretty woeful XG conceded last year. Again, I do expect that to improve, but until I see it maybe kind of played out throughout the season, I'm not overly keen on it. So, yeah, I actually think their run's pretty difficult. Fulham at home, they should beat. Brighton away, we don't know what they're going to be like. Liverpool at home, probably a loss. Southampton will be a win. Then Palace, if they continue how they ended last season, they'll be decent. Spurs and Villa. It's just not a great fixture run, is it? So I'm going to put Dallo in the mid category, especially when we've got some quality at 5 million. Mikolenko, he's going to enter the great pick category, 4.5 million. Everton, again, if you compare them with some of the other great pick rotating defenders, I think you'll be completely fine with that. So go for those. Richards, again, I'm going to put him in the mid category. I think if you were to pick a Palace defender, it would be one of Gahey or Anderson in my opinions. But yeah, Richardson, again, same principle, some decent fixtures, just doesn't have as good underlying data as those. And when you can get them for the same price, what's the point? Next up, is that Badashile or Diassi? I think it's Diassi. I'm going to put him in the... I'm going to put him in the avoid. Do I put him in the avoid? Yeah, I'm going to put him in the avoid just because I don't know his minutes are definitely secure. Chelsea definitely have some really good fixtures after match day 1, but I'm going to put him in the avoid for now. Colwell, I think, is going to go into the great pick category, especially if he's fit to start the season and is going to be playing. I think he could be a really, really decent shout at 4.5 million. Again, same goes for Martinez. I don't think the fixtures are 100% there, but if you can get players that rotate around them, he could be a very, very decent pickup at 4.5 million as well. That is Badashile. Again, I'm going to put him in the avoid just because I don't know his minutes are definitely secure. So yeah, that's where I'm going to put him. Same goes for Justin as well. Again, newly promoted side. There's no point paying 4.5 million for those players off the straight at the back. Look how many quality picks are up here for 4.5 million. There's no point going for a team realistically that are probably going to be in the relegation places and struggling. So yeah, I think that's in there. I'm going to put Chalobah in mid. Again, I'm not really sure which one of these is going to play. So whoever is going to be like, you know, the main player in pre-season, I probably would say worth it. But other than that, I probably would say, you know, he's probably a mid pick. Colwell's probably the boy to go for, isn't he? Next up is the Brighton defenders. Veltman's going to go in the avoid. His minutes are just all over the place, or at least they were under De Zerbi. New manager coming in. Van Heck probably going to go into the mid category. There's some decent fixtures for Brighton to start the season, but it is what it is. You know, they've got some okay-ish fixtures after match day 4, Ipswich Forest. And then the fixtures aren't great, are they? They just really aren't great. But again, I feel if you can get some decent players that rotate around them and maybe you can play them in 5 and 6, it could be decent. Lamptey's going in the avoid, can never keep himself fit. So that's where that one's going. That is where that one is going. Of course, right, remember to like the stream. Easy to forget when you're so engrossed. 100%, mate, 100%. Calafiori coming into my team when he signs. I don't think he'll start straight away. I really, really don't. Like, how strong the Arsenal defence was last season, I just don't think he's going to get a sniff, to be honest. But maybe I'm wrong on that. Maybe I'm wrong, but that's how I'm thinking at the moment. I don't think he's going to, you know, just walk into that team, to be honest. If you are enjoying the content, guys, be sure to like, comment, subscribe. Obviously, if you are an existing subscriber, hit that like button. It does push it out to more people, which is what we want to see. How you doing, Caleb? You good, man? I hope you're good. Right, let's continue with some of these rankings. Pinnock, same situation as me. If you can get one of these, like if you can find the ultimate rotation risk with these 3 defenders, yeah. He's playing left back for Arsenal. I doubt he'll start the season at left back. I doubt it. I really, really doubt it, to be honest. Dunk, I'm going to put him in the mid with Van Heck. I don't think the fixtures are immense, but if the fixtures were a little bit better, I think he would enter the great pick category and probably will at times be a great pick at 4.5 million. Same goes for Senesi. Again, 4.5 million for him. Very, very decent. So no problems with that one. Pau, very similar to Konza. They're going to enter the great pick category. Some really, really good fixtures coming up for Aston Villa, so he enters that one. Konate, I'm going to put him mid for now. I think he could enter great pick at 5 million, but if Mark Gahey comes in, I think that puts his minutes in doubt, so I'm going to go for that one. Tyrone Mings, I'm going to put in the avoid because I don't think he's going to be fit to start the season. No worries, man, no worries. Everyone deserves a little bit of a lie-in on Sunday, but just waking up like close to 1 o'clock is mental. It is pretty mental, mate. It's pretty mental. Adoji. I'm going to put him in the mid category. Like, he's decent at 5 million. The fixtures are definitely there for the opening 2, but after that, They're just not there, are they? So he's going to go in the mid category. Branthwaite, I'm going to put in the avoid category. Now, Everton, yet last season, were one of the best defences, but at 5 million, no. Branthwaite is not a pick at 5 million. If he was coming in at 4.5 like the rest of the guys, I think he'd be a great shout. But at 5 million, he's just a very easy avoid for me, in my personal opinion. Ha! No worries, Shane, mate. No worries, Shane. What do you do for work? What do you do for work? Let me know. So yeah, that's what we've got so far. So we've only got one player in the essential. The rest are in quite a lot in great picks because, like I said, I think we've been blessed with the 4.5s. We've got some okay players in the mid categories. A few have entered the risky category, and then there's quite a lot in the old avoid category. So yeah, if you're enjoying the stream, guys, be sure to like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. Also, there's a poll going around if you'd like to do another rating of teams stream. We'll probably do one of those in the week for you guys. Cool, let's move on. Ramiro, I think, again, goes very similar with Doji. The fixtures are all right, but it's pretty mid, isn't it, to be honest? Tarkowski at 5 million. Again, I think probably enters the avoid category. Can you guys still see that? Yeah, you can. I think, yeah, he enters the avoid category at this point. Purely just down to the fact that, yeah, it's just an avoid, isn't it? Tyreek Mitchell at 5 million as well. He's in the avoid category. When you can get Gahey, Anderson for that 5 million price tag, there's no real point even bothering or looking at doing it, to be honest. So yeah, that's my opinion on that one. Going to lose some cred. I take calls for the police. No, why would you lose cred for that? Like, it's a very, I imagine, stressful job, and like, you know, probably heard some things through the phone. So you know what, fair play to you, mate. Fair play to you. I couldn't do it, so you know, fair play. Discord looking good. Yeah, we've obviously got the Discord set up as well. If you head over to my Twitter, there's a link. I'm sure someone from one of the channel members will whack it in the chat as well. So yeah, we've got a Discord now as well. So if you guys want to chat to me about your teams or general FPL, or just, you know, chat to me, we've got a Discord where you can chat to me now. So it's all groovy, all groovy. Right, let's move on to Muniz. He's going to enter the... It's not Muniz, is it? It's Munoz. There we go. I keep getting those two confused. Munoz is going to enter the great pick category. For 5 million, I think could be one of the best hidden gems / differentials for me personally. I think he could have a great season. So, like, towards the back end of the season, he was brilliant. I think he averaged an assist every 4 games at the start of the year. Unbelievable stuff from him. So, yeah, I'm a big fan of Munoz. Big fan of that one. Chilwell. I'm going to put him risky. I think if we know he's going to start, he could be a really, really good shout with the Chelsea fixtures. But at the moment, we just don't know who's going to be that left back. And like the same goes for Cucurella, really. I think they both enter the risky category at the moment. But if we know that one of them's definitely going to start after the City games with that run in, I think could be great. Moving on to Robinson next. He's also going to enter the great pick category. Fulham's fixtures are pretty decent. 2 of the newly promoted teams as well. Is the Discord for members only? Nope. Nope. Members are, you know, you can join. Anyone can join. So it's all good. We can't see who's coming next, mate. Yeah, I know. It's the way it's kind of worked. It's just because it's the avoid thing now, but I can kind of, I mean, you'll see who comes in and we'll obviously talk about them, but it is what it is, I guess. Unfortunately, that's the only way I can get it set up like this. So yeah, it is what it is. I can't see who's coming next yet. Just went through that one. Do I put in Mikalenko or Robinson? I think look at the other defenders you've got and obviously try. The best thing I did was go onto FPL.team and just like obviously go through each one each week and see which defenders I'd need to play in each week, and that's how I built it for the first 10 game weeks. So that's probably what I would recommend. I think Robinson has the potential to get more attacking returns, so I probably would say him. Cheers for putting the Discord link into the chat off call. Like I said, guys, if you want to chat to me on Discord, there it is. There it is. Yeah, I need to do it for future. I just set this stream up quite quickly, didn't I? So, yeah, it will be set up for future streams, so don't worry about it. Cool. Next up is Senesi. He's going into the avoid category. 5 million for him. Definitely not worth going for, in my personal opinion. Not in the slightest. Bournemouth's fixtures to start the season as well are abysmal. Maguire, I'm going to put him in the avoid category as well. Again, I don't think he's going to play much for Manchester United with the new signing they've got. Obviously, there's rumours of De Ligt, Branthwaite. Yeah, not worth going for. Estepinian as well. He's going to enter the avoid category. Again, looks like he's going to miss the start of the season with an injury. That's why Barco is here as a potential risky punt at left back at 4 million. So he could be a decent one. Next up is Matteson. I'm going to put him in the risky for now, but I definitely think he could enter the great pick conversation if we get confirmation that he's going to be the starting left back. I think what might be worth doing is not having him at the start, seeing how they get on over the opening 2 game weeks. Then their run is blistering. So my advice would be maybe keep a placeholder for the opening 2 game weeks. Maybe you could go for a Spurs defender. Maybe you could go for Ped Porro or, Romero or Doji for the opening 2 weeks. Then obviously switch off after them and go for somebody like Matteson. I think that could be a very decent shout. Let me know what you think about that. Zinchenko, I'm going to put in the avoid. I think with the Arsenal additions coming in, Calafiori, people like that, it's probably going to be a void. Walker probably enters the mid category. Can you guys still see this? Sort of. I mean, it's sort of like cropped itself a little bit, which is annoying. But yeah, he's going to enter the mid category. Let's see if I can sort that for you guys. Let me just alt that down. There we go. Obviously, they're going to now go behind my head, but it is what it is. It is what it is. We're working with it. We're working with it as it comes on. Cool. Tomiyasu, I'm going to put in the risky category. If they don't sign a left back, I think he might start the season at left back. But again, how many games does he get? Probably minimal at best. So I'd probably say for now he's a risky, probably going on into a void. John Stones, we're going to put a Kanji in the mid categories. I think realistically we'll come on to talk about him in a second. The only City defender worth talking about is Gvardiol. Ake also enters that category of mid. They're okay pickups for 5.5, but the rotation, they're not overly attacking either any of these players, so they're all going to enter the mids in my personal opinion. Next up is Kivior. He's going to go in the avoids as well. I don't think he's going to see too many minutes, and at 5 million, not worth any consideration for me. Van Dijk. Ooh. Van Dijk, I think, is a pretty mid pick at 6 million. The fixtures are definitely there, but I think there's better alternative defenders. So I'm going to put him in the mid. Speaking of better defenders, I think if you're looking to target those opening strong Newcastle fixtures, I think Trippier could be a really decent shout in the right back position. So he's going to go into great pick. Yeah, we definitely need some more essentials. There are some coming. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. But yeah, I'm going to put Van Dijk in the mid. We're going to have Trippier in the great pick. I think for 6 million with the opening fixtures Newcastle have got, you can obviously then switch off to Gvardiol. You could switch off to Robertson. There's plenty of other options, or find an extra million to go up to Trent as well, or come down maybe if Mattison's looking decent. So I think Trippier at the start of the season could be a decent one. Not really seeing too many people have him in their teams and talk about him. I think a lot have gone for Dan Burn, but obviously Trippier's amazing at free kicks, corners, everything like that. Next up is Robertson. And you know what? I'm going to put Robertson in... I'm going to do it. I'm going to put him in essential. I think he could have a great season this year. I looked at his data. It was very, very similar to Gvardiol. Now, he obviously played quite a few more games, but I think for 6 million, this is the cheapest we've had Andy Robertson in a number of years. I think at that price point, with the strong fixtures Liverpool have got to the start of the season, I think having one of those two could be a great outlet. Maybe if you're going for the non-Haaland, a double Liverpool defence. So... Just a thought. I'm gonna keep him there for now. He might move down to great pick, but at the moment we're gonna put him in essential. Gusto probably gonna go in the risky category. No, he probably should start the season with Reece James being suspended, so he's gonna go in the mid category for now. But again, I think when Reece James is back, he'll enter the risky and probably the avoids. Saliba and Gabriel, I'm going to put them in essential. Arsenal have arguably the best defence in the league at the moment. They're making strong additions to that as well. They were top for XG conceded, top for clean sheets as well last season. I'm predicting them to have a very, very good defensive year as well. Obviously, these guys are coming in a little bit more steeper, but it is what it is. I think they've obviously come in a little bit steeper, and it does make them a little bit more difficult. But yeah, I think they're both entering the essential. What are you guys saying in the chat? Let's have a look. Not gonna lie, the nearly empty S tier kind of sums this season up. It's quite hard to see what the template is going to be. Yeah, I think that's why I feel a few have now entered it, because you could easily have one or two, or maybe even just one premium defender, and then that would be the rest. You should put the names with the pictures. I mean, that's a lot of effort to do, to be honest. Like, I've just literally downloaded like 50 images of centre backs and defenders. Just did it for a stream. Just trying things out, mate. Just trying things out. Gvardiol is also a rotation risk. Pep easily plays Ake in that position. Or am I overthinking it? No, I think overthinking it. Trent is too tempting, as you can downgrade him to anyone if he doesn't start well. Agreed. Liverpool's fixtures as well are decent. And I think this is always the thing with Trent. I think we have to view him slightly different to how we'd view normal defenders as well. But that's just my opinion on that one. Good afternoon. Just joined. City defenders as mid. Yep. All the 5.5 ones just not worth any real considerations, to be honest. In my opinion. Like, they're okay, but at 5.5, no. I'd rather spend that extra 0.5 and get an Arsenal defender at the start of the season. Or a Robertson. Or a 4.5 above them. Ben White, I'm going to put him in the mid category. I think 6.5, you're massively overpaying for him. He's definitely not worth that. And I can see why some people would potentially still be kind of maybe taking a look at Ben White. But for me personally, at 6.5, not worth it in the slightest. Next up is going to be Rico Henry. I'm going to put him in mid for now. He's coming back from a long-term injury, but if he can keep himself fit and start the season, he'll enter the great pick category like Pinnock and me. Carlos, I'm going to put him in mid. I'm not entirely sure what his minutes are going to be like. I imagine Konza and Pau Torres are going to be in the starting 11. Diego Carlos, probably not. I'm expecting probably less minutes from him. Realistically, in my opinion. But let me know what you think of that one. Kieran Tierney, he's going in the avoids. Not really probably going to feature this season, is he? Luke Shaw, I think I've got to put him in mid for now. I'm not overly keen on the Manchester United fixtures at the start. He's obviously just coming back from a long-term injury as well. Missed large parts of last season as well, down to an injury. So whether or not he can keep himself fit, I think at the moment I would prefer a 4.5. And when the fixtures start to kind of improve for United, I definitely think that's when he'd enter the conversation. Obviously, defensively last year as well, they were abysmal. They were one of the worst teams for XG conceded. They obviously need to improve massively. So yeah, until that happens, I'm not really going to consider him. Joe Gomez, he's going to go straight in the avoids. No real point kind of talking about him, to be honest. Yeah, that's it. He's not going to feature too much this season. Reece James suspended for the first two, so an easy avoid for the start of the season. Easy one for the start of the season. Then we've got Gvardiol. I think he goes straight up the top, doesn't he? In 28 games last season, I can't remember his stats off the top of my head. Let's get them up. What did he do last season? 28 games. It's just loading in. The suspense is killing me. But in 28 games, if it wants to load, fantasy. Thank you. 1.6 million players, by the way. That's a lot. Last season, 4 goals, 2 assists in 26 starts. It's pretty good going, that. Pretty good going. You can't lie about that one. Obviously plays out of position. I think he's going to be... I think you have to have... If you've got Salah and Haaland, one of them. If you've not got one of Haaland or Salah, I reckon you're probably looking at 2 premium defenders. Anything above that probably wouldn't take any sort of consideration into it. Oh, what a guy. What a guy. FPL Caleb has just gifted a channel membership to Jamie. Well, that's a wonderful thing to do. Thank you very much for that, Caleb. Appreciate that, mate. And welcome, Jamie, to the FPL Tom Fan League or Soggy Biscuit Club or whatever it's called these days. Konate is a great pick for Liverpool if they don't buy a new centre-back. Agreed. But at the moment, I think with the rumours circulating, I'm probably just still going to stick him in the mid. I think if they don't sign another centre-back, he'll enter the great pick category. But with it being a little bit of a doubt at the moment, I'm just going to stick him in the mid one. How is Porro in the same category as a 5.5 million City defender? Not 100% nailed defenders like Gusto. If Robertson is essential, then surely Gvardiol is. Yep, Gvardiol's gone straight in there. But the reason Porro is just because after the first 2 fixtures, you're probably going to want to look to move him on. Also, defensively, Spurs are a little bit shambolic. And I think with the new system, it might potentially limit him. I definitely think Porro is a great pick at times this season. But with the fixtures just aren't quite there. And I definitely think there's better defensive options. With Digne being up for sale, doesn't that make Maddison essential? Probably not, because you forgot about another left back they've got who's up here. It's Alberto Moreno. It's not Alberto Moreno. What's his name? It's something Moreno, isn't it? Something Moreno. I can't remember. I can't remember which one it is, but Moreno. He's going to enter that one. So yeah, there he is. Moreno. He's gone straight into the avoid category. That's the other left back they've got kicking around as well. Actually, no, I'll put him in the risk category. He could very easily start the season at left back. So yeah, again, they've still got another left back. Alex, there we go. Thank you. Someone did it. Moreno. Alex Moreno, that's the one. Urian Timber, again, I'm going to put him in the risky category. Again, we're not 100% sure he's going to start. Missed all of last season, didn't he? So, yeah. Yeah, not worth it in my opinion. Not worth the risk when you've got a nail player for an extra 0.5 million. Yeah, I was thinking of the old Liverpool player, not the Aston Villa one. He's joined Como this season. Right, we've got 3 left. We've got Aaron Hickey. He's going into the avoid. Igor, avoid. And then Ashley Young, avoid. Right, that's all the players done. That's every player like off the fantasy website I could find. Is there anyone we've missed? I'm just trying to think if there's anybody we've potentially missed there. Where would you put California? I'd put him in the risky category. Same with Urian Timber. We don't know whether or not they're actually going to start or whether or not they're actually going to feature this season. So I would probably say I'm going to put them in the risky category. Other than that, I don't think it's worth kind of taking a look at, to be honest. And that's just my opinion. That's just my opinion on it. If I had to put him in right now, I'd probably put him in the risky category. But yeah, nice one. FPL Caleb, what a legend, gifting out a channel membership. So yeah. Moreno at 4.5 is interesting then. Exactly. That's why he's entered the risky category. Like, if we get, you know, an idea that he's going to start the season, he could be a decent 4.5 million pickup. Because it's not guaranteed that Mattison's going to start, but he definitely will enter the team at some point. Do I start Mikalenko or Robinson? I mean, the first game of the season, I'd probably play Mikalenko. Again, it is just around rotating what other defenders you've got. Did you see my reply on what you asked me last night on X? No, I didn't. What was your reply, mate? What was your reply? Yoro looked good for Man United, keeping an eye on him. Yeah, I definitely think he'll be a player that will enter people's thoughts. Again, that's why he's in the risky category. We don't really know too much about him at the moment. Chalobah might not sign for Chelsea with the signing of Tosin. Oh my god, yeah, I forgot about Tosin. He'll probably then, if that's the case, I'm probably going to downgrade Chalobah. I'm going to downgrade Chalobah to a risky. There we go. Good shout. I completely forgot about Tosin. Dallo at 5 million could be a hidden gem. United defensively a disaster last season, but never had a back four fit. This season before they had 17 clean sheets. Yeah, again, like I do need to see some improvements from them defensive-wise, data-wise, picking up, decent XG conceded, stuff like that over the opening couple game weeks for me personally to kind of put my trust back into Manchester United. But yeah, keep the questions coming in, guys. We'll stay live for a bit and answer some questions as well. You asked me if I wanted to be a mod. Twitter. Yeah. I remember now, mate. I remember. Give me a second. I'll make you a moderator in the chat. There you go. Standard. Bosh. There you go. Wonderful stuff. I'm thinking of a bench boost in the first game week. Freedom. I get that because there's going to be a lot less double game weeks. I think maybe get it out of the way. I think, though, the only problem is it limits your team and capability for me in the opening match days. That's just my opinion on that. Where can we send teams for ratings? I mean, if you want to just send them in the chat, we'll just rate them for now very briefly. But we're probably going to do another stream, if that's something you guys would like to see. Another stream at some point where we will do some team ratings, if that's, something that, the crowd wants. Let me know in the chat, guys. Would you like to see another stream like we did yesterday where we just rate your guys' drafts for like an hour? It probably went on for like longer yesterday. I think it was like an hour and a half, but yeah, let me know in the chat if you want to get your team rated by me on another stream. We'll do some more of those. We'll do some more of those. I don't think we'll do another one of these. I think we'll probably just leave it as videos for now. Obviously, we've got another video coming out on the channel tomorrow evening for one of these. So I think that's probably going to be the case of what we'll do for these for future streams. Is we won't do another one of these, I think, for streams, but we will do some team ratings. Why is Yoro in the risky category? I've just put him there for now because I always don't like to back new transferred in players. I just think it's not worth the gamble. Like, if he starts every game in pre-season, he'll definitely enter into, like, the mid and great pick categories. United defensively as well was still there. So at the moment he's risky just because they might sign another centre-back. There's rumours of De Ligt, so let's just wait and see on that one. Of course, I still haven't made mine yet. Well, get making it, Jamie. Come on, you're a member now to the channel. I think the bench boost is worth doing around using your wild card personally. It's probably worth doing towards the back end of the season when you get a bench boost, or even sometimes if your bench is just looking a bit too good for 1 week, worth going for. Should I double up on the Crystal Palace defence? I probably wouldn't recommend it. I'd probably just go for one. I think we're blessed with 4.5 millions that you can kind of have like multiple defenders from multiple teams. So I don't think it's necessarily worth it, in my opinion. That's just my opinion on that one. Thoughts on Morgan Rogers? I did a TikTok on him called the next Cole Palmer. I think he could be a very decent shout. Now, he's obviously not done anything against like any proper teams in pre-season, but still, some interesting stuff from him at the start of the season, isn't there? So maybe. If you're not following me on TikTok, go and follow me over there. We're doing 2 TikToks a day. Thank you, Mr. Motorcycle. 2 TikToks a day around FPL. So yeah, if you've got any questions like that. Why is Cash risky? Didn't feature a lot towards the back end of the season. Ezri Konsa might play there. That's why he's in the risky category. Which Forest defender is the most attacking in your opinion? Probably Aina or Bolly from corners. Sells, Robertson, Gabriel Gavadio, Howard, Bellis, Gibbs White, Foden, Salah, McGinn, Palmer, Watkins, João Pedro. João Pedro we spoke about quite a bit. It looks like he might be injured for the start. But the rest of the team I really like, apart from John McGinn as well. I don't think he's great for 5.5. And then FPL Shane, a Villa fan, he's just said Cash isn't nailed for minutes. He did score against Chelsea last season. He scored 3 goals, didn't he? So yeah, he's definitely entering some conversations coming in at that 5.5 million. But we're going to have to keep an eye on him over the course of pre-season. See how he does. See if he's worth obviously going for. But, we'll just keep our eyes peeled on him. we'll just keep our eyes peeled on him. There is a video coming out later on the channel. I think it's coming out about 8 o'clock tonight. It's talking about the best defenders. No, it's not. Yeah, it is. It's talking about the best defenders, which ones to buy, which ones to avoid, stuff like that. So, you know, keep your eyes peeled for that one. That will be coming out. We will also put out a stream. I'll get another one set for some point in the week for a team rating and stuff like that. So make sure you follow me on Twitter so you can get your team sent in. Obviously, yesterday it was pretty manic. I think we had maybe like 70 teams sent in, and I think we got through probably like 40 in like an hour and a half. It took a while, but it is what it is. It is what it is. I think we're going to leave it there, guys. Obviously, I don't think we're going to do another one of these in the future. I think we'll just leave it as videos for future reference. I just want to try it out, see if it did okay numbers. It's not been bad, but at the same time, it's not been amazing. So we're just going to probably leave it there and just leave the team rating ones for a stream. Of course, like, subscribe, all that good stuff. You guys are absolutely immense as always. Plenty more content, like I said, coming up under the channel. But thank you very much for watching today's stream, ladies and gentlemen. And I will see you very, very soon.